Glorious morning, soul siblings. Namaste. Happy blessings to your heart from mine. Today is Tuesday and we choose to engage with life from the energy of appreciation and happiness. Definitely. Appreciation is an energy that allows us to stay in harmony with life. And many times, if many people are inclined or they have liking for praying, and many times the praying goes out in the form of words saying, I am so grateful, I am so thankful for this and for that in my life. I would be so grateful if this or that would come into my life and things like this. But remember this, language is something man-made. So if we were not to speak with words, how would we then express our appreciation? Happiness is that energy that allows us to, perhaps it doesn't allow us, but it is just a happening. When we are happy, the side effect is we are appreciating whatever it is that we're doing. We are appreciating life, we are appreciating ourselves. You see? That form of appreciation is the highest. Because when we just say our appreciation with words, not necessarily do we feel that way of whatever we are saying. Or we are more in a place of lack and needing instead of feeling that we already have and we are abundant and that life is abundant and it blesses us abundantly as well. So appreciation is an energy of very high vibration. So having said that, I invite you today, being Tuesday, choose to interact with your life situations from a place of happiness. Maybe you can find yourself being more creative and inspired and therefore more happy to be interacting with whatever is going on. Or maybe the situation, even though it may appear as a challenge, can inspire in you some way of creating a solution for the situation. That is, my brother, Actual Movement. Thank you so much for joining. So nice to see you in practice today. I appreciate your presence very much. We were just talking about the energy of appreciation. Many times we want to express our appreciation with words, but we fall short. Feeling happy is the highest way of saying to life, I appreciate being here. I appreciate this moment, myself, everything that is going on. The happiness that we feel inside is appreciative energy. So having said that, I was saying, I invite you today to take on your life situations, connecting with the energy of happiness, igniting it inside of you. That will show your appreciation for life and increase whatever goodness is coming already to you. That is beautiful. So now that we talked about the energy of appreciation and happiness, let's begin with our first practice of the day, which is called life appreciation. This is a breathing practice where we use more of our lung capacity than we're used to. Remembering the lungs go from the base of the ribs up to the collarbones. Look at the size of the lungs, but usually we're using a very small portion of them. And not only do we inhale very short, but when we exhale, we don't exhale completely, so all the air is staying inside. This is very inefficient for the functioning of the system. So in this practice, allow yourself to blow more of the air you have in your lungs, and when you inhale, bring in fresh air, fresh life into your system. You can breathe either through your nose or your mouth. Just allow yourself to use more of your lung capacity than you're used to. My brother, if you're there, please join me in this practice. I can talk, I can say sometimes things that are motivating or inspiring, but I cannot breathe for you. And the benefit of the practice is to breathe. Breathing deep has virtually immediate effects on the system. So very shortly you are going to feel the impact of the practice internally. Fantastic, brother. We are there together. Inhale richly. Exhale generously. And while you're doing this, continue breathing in this way throughout the practice. This practice is only 6 minutes long. I continue to talk. But remember, your intention is to breathe using more and more of your lung capacity. So, we were starting the session saying how appreciation and happiness are very high vibration energies. So now engage with the energy of appreciation in 3 levels. Look about you and connect, appreciating the life that God made. All God-made things around you, nature. Second level, the life that you create for yourself. Look about you, all the things that you have chosen to bring into your life. The clothes you're wearing, the cell phone you're using, the car you drive, the food you eat, the house you live in, the job you have. Take a moment to appreciate all the things that you have chosen to bring into your life and that make the life that you live. Breathe in richly. Breathe out generously and freely. Breathe in celebration, ignite happiness inside of you. Life is awesome. We celebrate being alive, and the third level of life appreciation, the life that you are. You are life living. Every atom, every cell in your body is a living entity. 30 trillion cells make up your physical body. Every single one of them is recycling itself, regenerating itself continuously. Scientists say every 7 years. Some other people say it's every 7 months. But every so often, your whole body is brand new. The cells are regenerating themselves. Your liver, your bones, your blood vessels, your heart, your eyelashes, your nails, your teeth, everything is brand new. Every 7 years or every 7 months, people differ on that thing. Use your intention when you're breathing, when you're interacting with life. Ignite the energy of appreciation and happiness, and you will accelerate the regeneration process inside you. If you are sick, this is good to know. If any organ in your system is affected, this is very good to know, because you will very soon. The organ will be regenerated very soon, so you don't have to worry or fear the situation. Support the nature that supports you. Breathing deep and slow. Celebrating life, celebrating being you, celebrating that you are able to choose what energies to install in your system. For instance, for today, you may choose, aside from appreciation and happiness, creativity, inspiration, self-trust, self-confidence, yes? Sometimes the mind is negative, and we can only see all the things that we don't do as well as we would want them to be, or as good as other people. Let's just notice the mind has that tendency. We don't have to go with it. We are not the mind. The mind is only a tool for the soul to interact with life. So don't become your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You know that. But you can certainly become what you think. So be mindful, soulful, present when you are thinking and you are taking yourself to become your thoughts. Make sure they are desirable thoughts. Otherwise, why would you create a situation that you don't want to be in and put yourself there? That doesn't make any sense, right? The mind likes logic, but a lot of the things that it does are not logical. What to do? That is how the mind works. We pay attention to it and we love it just as it is. But whenever we need, we make soul connection to interact with life in a more fruitful and healthy way for ourselves. Beautiful. Let's move on now to the second section of our practice. This second section is also 6 minutes, and it is called focused breathing. So here we are going to use not more of the lung capacity, but the full capacity of your lungs. So exhaling, blow all the air out. Make sure you hold no old air inside, and then inhaling, breathe in softly, regulating the speed at which you breathe, and fill up your lungs all the way to the top. Good? All along we create a sound at the back of the throat. That sound is key because it will tell you how the energies are circulating inside you, and it will help you stay present and make soul connection. The sound of the breath is very powerful to make soul connection. So let's start exhaling. Remember to breathe through your nose. Seal your lips, close your eyes, open your heart, and blow out through your nose. Empty the lungs and then softly inhale. Regulate the speed of your inhale and your exhale. Make them be smooth and sweet. And create a dance between your inhale and your exhale. Once one finishes, the other one begins. And they turn from one into the other in an almost imperceptible, how do you say that? You cannot perceive it. In a way that you can barely perceive it. Very soft, very smooth. Unperceivable, I think is said. The Yoga Lord tells us, master your breath and you master your life. Therefore, stay present with your breathing process at this moment. Use the full capacity of your lungs and breathe in appreciation. For this moment, you are awake, aware, alive, enjoying being you. Blow, 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 blow. Leave your lungs empty and then softly inhale. Do it softly, slowly, fill up your lungs to the top. Gently exhale. There is plenty of rush in your life. Rush creates stress, anxiety. It blocks the mind. So allow yourself to bring peace, grace, beauty to this moment. Connect with life in slow motion. There is nothing to hurry for at this moment. Not even to make the soul connection do we have to rush. But we go lovingly, joyously, enjoying every part of our life. Whether we are practicing yoga, whether we are seeking to make soul connection, cooking, sleeping, playing with friends, dancing, celebrating life, making money, working, serving others, getting upset. Many times that happens and we know it. So even in those moments we can remember life is a game. A game the soul has come to play, using the vehicles of physical body, mental, emotional, and energetic to complete its experience. So play the game, joyously, happily. Through this game you can embody anything you like. In face of life you can choose to be a loser, a fool, a hero, a lover, a cook, a law enforcer, somebody that gets angry easily, somebody that is patient, somebody that is curious. All of these are roles that we can take throughout the play of life, and we do it day in and day out, non-stop. Choose the roles that you love to play. When you're in a role, make sure that you're enjoying it. Otherwise, remember your ability to generate change, your freedom of choice and your willpower, and change the situation. Create a new one that is suitable for you, that brings you happiness, that has you experience expansion and the greatness inside you. Life is a celebration, it's an opportunity. Engage with every moment with the energy of possibility and bring forth great possibilities. You are great yourself. Look underneath your skin. So much magnificence happening inside you. Acknowledge and accept your magnificence and interact with life. Engage with it in magnificent ways. Call forth magnificence for the happenings in your life. Fantastic. This breathing practice is so powerful. I am positive if you have been doing it with me, you feel the effects in there, and they are undeniable. The mind works in a different way. The heart is expanded. The heart is the home of the soul in the physical body. So now we are more open to hearing the voice of the soul. For many people, they are very clear what is the voice of the mind, what is the voice of the emotions, and many times even what is the voice of the physical body. Through sensations, it is telling us how we feel about something. But it is difficult for most people to identify the voice of the soul. And not because the soul is trying to hide itself or something like that. It is just that we don't give attention internally to differentiate one from the other. But I'll tell you a small trick today. When you were a small child, you were able to identify the sensation of hunger from the sensation of thirst. True? Nobody taught you that. No parent can taught that to any child. We all have to learn that by ourselves, and we learn it because we are interested. We have the interest of hunger and thirst that make us fulfill that need, and we are going to be curious about it. But we are not necessarily equally curious about the soul and what the soul can do for ourselves. But the soul is God in you. So whenever you're finding yourself in a trouble or difficulty, challenge, struggling, whatever, remember your soul and call forth its presence. It will solve your problem in a very different way than your mind. And you can take the same approach that you took when you were a child to differentiate hunger from thirst. And you can also identify the difference between the voice of the ego or mind and the voice of your soul. It is that simple. Paying attention and seeing which is which. Nobody can get inside of you and tell you that is the mind, that is the soul. Just in the same way that nobody can tell you this is hunger and this is thirst inside you. People can approximate you to the understanding with words, as I am trying to do right now. But the actual searching and finding is up to you. It pays off to identify the voice of your soul because it will take you out of whatever limitation in your life. Don't believe my words. Take yourself to the experience and prove it yourself. I discourage belief. Why? Because you believe when you don't know. If you know, you don't need to believe. And spirituality takes us to knowing. Through direct experience, we come to know, so we don't need to believe. That is fantastic. That is power in our hands, in our lives. Let's use it. Beautiful. Let's move on now to the third section of our practice. We are going to continue using the same breathing technique, Ujjayi breath. 100% Latina. Thank you so much for joining. My brother, actual movement. I don't know your name yet, but if you like, you can type it or send me a message so that I can, relate with you by name. I'm Vic, by the way. So, third section of the practice. Breathing with movement. We are going to make very simple movements, and we are going to prioritize the breath, have the body follow, and we are going to continue using the full capacity of the lungs when we breathe. As we move the body, we are going to connect with the energy of appreciation for our mobility, not only of the limbs, but also of ourselves. We can move ourselves in life. That is another way that we can get freedom. If we are in a position we don't like, we can move ourselves to a situation that we enjoy more. That is being free. Let's appreciate that. Good? Fantastic. Palms together in front of the heart. Exhale, blow all the air out of your lungs. Inhaling, arms up. Reach up high, stretch, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, arms down, opening to the sides. Expand your heart. Move with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Move in celebration. Breathe in joy. Inhale freely and richly. Exhale happily and gratefully. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale into the side. This song, if you can hear it in the background, is called Joy. I love it. He's so happy. Inhale, come up. Move softly, breathe richly, move in appreciation for being mobile in life. Appreciate your body moving and how good it feels to stretch as well as move. Next exhale, lean forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Move slowly. Inhale, come up. And with the next exhale, bring your arms down. Place them behind your back and have your fingers point forward. Feet flat, knees bent. Don't point your fingers back. You can injure your arms or your shoulders. Point the fingers forward. And inhaling, bring the hips up, tilt the head back, open your heart to life. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Stimulate your body, celebrate your mobility, breathe in richly, breathe out generously, gratefully. Move with joy. Fantastic. Turn over to your knees and hands. Hands are shoulder width, knees are hip width. Primo, bendiciones. Vamos a practicar juntos. Rodillas y manos. Inhalando, inhaling. Arch your back and look towards your belly button. Exhaling, belly button down, look forward and up. I'll turn to the side so you can see. Exaggerate the movements, the curving of your spine. It is very powerful to stimulate your spinal cord. Try it. It will make a big difference in your day. Inhale up. Exhale, arch your back, look up. Inhaling, bring your spine to neutral, flat back, and shift your left hand to the center. Next inhale, bring the right arm up, look up and twist, reach up high, open the heart. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, switch. Exhale. Breathe richly. Celebrate life. Celebrate being you. Celebrate being here and now. As you practice this on the mat, it will stick with you for the rest of the day so that you can also practice while you are outside your mat and appreciate your life, whatever happens. Next exhale, hips back, forehead down, child's pose. Inhale, knees and hands. Exhale, child's pose. This is a hip opener, so allow yourself to release tension from the hips. We accumulate a lot of tension, stress between the shoulders and in the hips. Next inhale, come up, knees and hands, extend the legs behind you. Lift the heart, look up. This is Cobra. Exhale back, child's pose. Inhale, forward, Cobra. Open the heart. Next exhale. Hips up in the air, legs extended, arms extended. This is downward dog. Bend one knee, then the other, twisting your hips and stretching the side of your body. Make it feel good for you. Gently press your heels towards the mat and your heart towards your toes. Legs straight. Breathe using the full capacity of your lungs. And with your next inhale, look forward, feet between your hands. Exhale, the head down, legs straight. Inhale, come up, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Awesome. Breathing section of our practice is done. And now we move on to the Asana section. Fantastic, primo, qué buena voz que estás por aquí. Practicando yoga. Now we move on to the Asana section of the practice. Don't worry if you don't know the sequence, I will be guiding you, but make it a point to prioritize once again your breath and have the body follow with the movement. Don't fight yourself. This sequence will bring or will ignite inside of you the energy of wanting to fight yourself in order to do whatever we have to do. Not because it's difficult, but because that's the tendency of the mind. So to break that and bring more ease into the things that we do in our life, we use this practice. As you practice here, getting into the postures slowly and softly, comfortably, you are readying yourself to do the same as you step off the mat. Good? So, no fighting. Let's embrace wherever we are today, and knowing that we can bring ourselves to a new position or situation, let's take ourselves from where we are to where we want to be. Happily, joyously, lovingly. Good? Fantastic. Feet together, arms down. Exhale, blow all the air out of your lungs. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, lean forward. Reach for your toes, but if you only can get to your shins, ankles, it's fine. Keep the legs straight. Inhale, look up. With your exhale, hands down, feet back, and slowly come to the bottom of your push-up. If you need to rest your elbows to your knees down, do that. And keep the elbows close to your ribs. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. We'll stay 5 breaths in downward dog. Keep the posture active. That means bend one knee, then the other, twist your hips. You can gaze at the screen so that you can see what I'm doing. And do something similar. Press your heels towards your mat, your heart towards your toes. Feel the stretching of your body, and all along, breathe freely. Next inhale, look forward, feet between your hands. Exhale, head down, legs straight. Go deeper than before. Inhale, come up. Exhale, arms down. One more time, sun salutation A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lean forward, reach for your shins, ankles, big toes, or the mat. Inhale, look up. Remember, don't fight yourself. Next exhale, hands down, feet back. Bottom of the push-up. Let's do a couple push-ups. Inhale up, exhale down. Elbows close to the ribs. Inhale up, exhale down. Next inhale, up cobra. Lift the heart, look up. Exhale, hips up in the air, downward dog. Bend one knee, then the other. This posture could be awkward. We are not used to encountering life in this position. So, focus on the benefits that you're getting as you bring your heart above your head, and don't worry so much with being somewhat upside down. Find your comfort in being in this way. Next inhale, look forward, feet between the hands. Exhale, head down, legs straight, go deeper than before. Next inhale, come up, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Now, sun salutation B. Bend the knees. Inhale, arms up. With your exhale, lean forward, legs straight, reach for your toes or your mat. Inhale, look up. With the exhale, hands down, feet back, move slowly. Bend the elbows, bottom of the push-up. Cobra, inhaling, lift the heart. Exhaling, hips up in the air, downward dog. Next, with an inhale, step your right foot forward and slowly come up. Keep the front knee bent, arms up. This is warrior one. Make sure not to fight yourself, please, but achieve or reach to the posture softly, gently, happily. Next exhale, hands to the front, foot to the back, bottom of the push-up. Cobra, inhaling, downward dog, exhaling. Next inhale, step the other foot forward, bring the arms up, front knee bent, back leg straight, breathe freely. Next exhale, hands to the front, foot back, bottom of the push-up. Cobra, inhaling, downward dog, exhaling. Great. 5 breaths in downward dog. But if you like to take a break, please go to this posture. This is child's pose. Whether you are in child's pose or downward dog, the breath remains the same. The breath is the constant through the practice, and by keeping our breath deep and slow, we stay centered, harmonized, integrated, and we can do the same in life as we step off the mat. Next inhale, feet forward between the hands. Exhale, head down, legs straight. Bend your knees. Inhale, come up, chair pose. With the exhale, legs straight, arms down. Fantastic. Now let's move on to the practice of the sun. I love the practice of the sun. Let me explain a little bit about it. Daniel Mines, Drowsim, thank you so much for joining. So, the practice of the sun. We realize something very powerful and important. Life is showing us in many different ways that is a continuum from contraction to expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion. Many cycles in our life demonstrate that. So we pay attention and we realize the whole of life is going in that cycle. Sometimes I feel so expanded, sometimes I feel so contracted. When the situations around me are expansive, I feel great. But when the situations around me are contracting, I feel I am living hell. And many times I could even take myself to saying, I hate life, why am I here, I don't want to be here, and things like this. So I created the practice of the sun to liberate us from that situation. Here, instead of wanting to control that all the situations are always expansive, which cannot happen, instead of doing that, instead of taking that approach, instead of wanting to make the change outside, we make the change inside. So we find perfect comfort with the change in life. Whether it is expanding or contracting, we are comfortable. We learn and we teach ourselves how to surf through the changes of life. That gives us the freedom that we are seeking. This is the importance of this practice. Good. Hopefully that motivates you to do it with me. Stand to the center of your mat, and you can keep your feet together or you can separate to the width of your hips, whatever is more comfortable for you. Bend the knees and come low as much as you can, hugging your knees. If you're here today, that's perfectly fine. Eventually we aim to come all the way to the bottom, right? With the feet flat. Then exhale. Remember, you're breathing through your nose. And inhaling, begin to come up. Step one foot to the side. Open your arms, look up, and expand yourself like the sun. Shine bright. Exhaling, come back to the center, contract. Inhaling, expand. Step to the other side. Open your heart like the sun to life. Exhale, center. Inhale, up and to the other side. Exhale, center, contraction. Inhale. Exhale. This is the practice of the sun. Shine bright. One more time on each side. Do it on your own. Fantastic. I love how it feels to ignite your luminous energies in the system, right? Next will be wrist therapy. So come to the knees and hands. Fingers are pointing forward. If you do a lot of work on the computer, this is very helpful for carpal tunnel syndrome. It will keep your fingers and the joints healthy. Good? So, starting with the fingers pointing forward, one hand at a time we rotate. Back, back, forward, forward, back, back, forward, forward, back, back, forward, forward, back, back. Great. Fingers are now pointing back. Begin to lean back, bringing your hips towards your heels. Keep the palms flat on the mat and feel the stretching, the stimulation on your wrists and forearms. I love how this feels. Turn your palms over, middle fingers point each other. Lean back all the way. Extend your arms and slowly begin to come forward, bringing your shoulders over wrists. If this hurts, it's too much, back up a little bit, put less weight there. And with arms straight, as you exhale, make fists. Fantastic, I love the feeling. Sit on your heels and shake. This wrist therapy sequence, you can also do it in your office. You don't have to bring your mat or roll it out on the floor. You can just put your hands on the desk and stand beside it. Beautiful. Next will be shoulder stand. Shoulder stand is an inversion. That means we're going to put the body upside down. The benefits of putting the body upside down are too much to mention here on this class, but too many. But you can Google definitely, and I'll mention some. First and foremost, when you put your body upside down, your blood circulates in opposite direction. And that cleanses your entire circulatory system from debris like cholesterol and things like this that formed in there. This flushes them out, so it keeps your circulatory system clean. More oxygenated blood comes to your brain than when you're standing, because the blood goes down first and then up. When you're standing, the last place to receive blood is your head. When you're upside down, will be one of the first, so it will be receiving more oxygenated blood, which is food for the brain, making it work better for you. Good? So, lay on your back. This class will be recorded, so I have to say this, ladies, if you're in your moon cycle, please, I know that at the moment only guys are present in the class. This is so great for me. Not used to that. But ladies, if you see this recording and you are in your moon cycle, please do not do shoulder stand. Instead, do this posture. It's called Viparita Karani. This one helps with the menstrual cramps. But also, guys, this is very helpful if you have insomnia. Before going to sleep, or if you find you cannot sleep at night, do this posture for about 10-15 minutes. Breathing deep and slow. It will help you sleep, and if you use it, please share with me. Let me know how it worked for you. For shoulder stand, lay on your back as well, but you will bring your knees towards your chest, hips off the ground, hands to the lower back, legs up in the air, torso up in the air. We extend the legs up and we gaze towards the toes. Breathe. Remember our premise for this practice today: don't fight yourself, love yourself. Let's say today your legs are not extending up and your hips are low and your back is slanted instead of straight up. That is perfectly fine. Don't fight yourself. Notice internally what is keeping you there. It is not lack of flexibility, because your body is 70% water, so it's naturally flexible. But you may be tensing inside, your muscles contracted and like this. Release the tension. Let go of the contraction, free yourself. Slowly with an exhale, lower your feet overhead, extend the arms behind the back. Breathe. Next exhale, slowly come out of the posture. Legs extended, feet together, elbows down, palms down. Lift the heart. Tilt the head back and let it rest on the mat. Option 1 stays there. This is fish pose. Option 2, arms and legs off the ground. Remember, the action of lifting the heart towards the heavens releases the weight of the neck. Breathe freely. Exhaling, release. Curl the knees into the heart, hug them close and softly sway. Left and right, right and left. Roll over the one side. Help yourself up to seated. And now we take a brief moment, a short break, just to give thanks. And we are going to thank all the masters, sages, gurus, and teachers that came before us and left the science and the practice of yoga for us to do today. Such a wonderful legacy. And to all of them we say, Parama Rishipyo Namaha. Parama Rishipyo Namaha. Acharya Devo Baba. Acharya Devo Baba. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all so much. What a gift. Now, the most advanced practice in the yoga lore. Remember, there are about 800,000 yoga postures. 800,000 yoga postures, approximately. Out of all of them, the one we are going to do right now is the most advanced. Check it out. It is called Shavasana, and it is indeed a world favorite. Lay on your back. Extend your legs, separate your feet to the width of the mat. Arms by your sides, palms face up. Inhale deep through your nose. Exhale long through your mouth, sticking the tongue out, rolling the eyeballs in all directions and melting your body on the mat as you sigh. Make the sound and have your body relax fully. The sound helps you purify your fifth chakra, center for communication and creation through speech. Inhale deep. Remember to roll the eyeballs in all directions. Sticking the tongue out as you make the sound helps with the purification of the fifth chakra. One more time, inhale. Exhale long. Melt your body on the mat. Feel the weight of your heels, calves, buttocks, mid-back, back of your head on your mat. Now you feel the whole weight of your body on your mat. Now you are one with your mat, and then one with the whole of life. Why is this posture the most advanced in the yoga lore? If we are trying not to do anything, or if we are aiming to do nothing, be observant. You have 5 bodies, not only one: physical, mental, emotional, energetic, and spiritual. Here you are aiming to identify them one by one. They are independent but yet interconnected. And although you identify them, you don't identify with them. Throughout our life, we identify with whatever we're doing, thinking, feeling, and we become our doing, our thinking, or our feeling. So if we are feeling like hell, we become an embodiment of hell. We are stressed, we are sick, we are bored, we are in pain. All of those are hellish energies. But many times also we feel luminous, happy, motivated, excited, creative, patient, loving. The two aspects are within us. And although they function mostly in automatic in our lives, the advancement of this posture is first to remain still so that we can identify the 5 bodies. Not to do any postures with them at the moment, but just to become aware of them. And then when we engage with life outside the mat, we can choose from which one do we want to take on the present situation. For everything in your life, your mind doesn't have the best approach. You know that already. And many times it doesn't know what to do. The emotions, many times, and when difficulties show up, the emotions work more against us than in our favor. We all know that. Some situations in life require more strength, physical strength, than what we have. We all know that. So we will always find ourselves shorter than life or limited in life when we are only connecting with our limited aspects. But the soul is the unlimited aspect within you. So give yourself some time to identify the soul and realize you don't have a soul, but you are the soul. And from that beingness in you, you give life, you command your other 5 bodies. So this is then a practice of observation, a practice of being here and now consciously, letting go of the activity of the mind, the emotions, the physical body. We transcend the moving, the doing, the thinking, the feeling, and we engage merely in being. Be the watcher. And in watching mode now, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, your ankles and your wrists. Be the watcher. Watch your body move. Curl the knees into the heart, hug them close, and sway left and right gently, sweetly, eventually rolling over the side of your body and helping yourself up to seated. Continue to be the watcher. Paulita, bendiciones. Qué bueno que nos acompañaste. Veo que ya no estás. Amor para todos, bendiciones, blessings in all directions, and love to everyone. Thank you so much for joining, if even only for a short part of the practice. We don't have to practice for the full hour. The practice is divided in 3 sections, and the first section is divided also in 3, 6 minutes each. So whatever time that you have to do to the practice is fantastic, is time well invested for your life. Now let's move on to the meditation section of our practice. Find a comfortable seated posture. You can also kneel or stand. I don't suggest to lay down, not because it's wrong, but just because it is so easy to fall asleep. Let me bring the camera a little bit closer. There we are. So good. So now that you're comfortable, please close your eyes. Once again, open your heart. Seal your lips. Begin to breathe once again through your nose, using the full capacity of your lungs and creating a sound at the back of the throat. This form of breathing is called Ujjayi breath. If you are not familiar with it, it is a very powerful practice. There is a video on the highlights on my Instagram bio. The highlight is called 4BAM. I put there some videos for this class. So look for the video and learn how to do Ujjayi breath. It will bring infinite blessings and benefits to your life. So you're breathing using the full capacity of your lungs. Your body is firm but not rigid. You're not slouching like this, but you're not also rigid like iron. Be straight, that's enough. You can even imagine that you're being hung from a string on the crown of your head and the rest of your body just falls by its own weight straight. Breathe softly. Use the full capacity of your lungs and once again identify with the watcher inside. I am sure many times in your life you have noticed your mind thinking, and you have also noticed that you are not noticing it from the thinking mind itself, but you're noticing the mind thinking from another part of you, which is not the mind. That observer, that watcher, that is the soul. And aim once again to identify the soul from the ego. How could you identify something that you don't know? That could be challenging, or maybe even for the mind impossible. So if you're feeling that you don't know what you're looking for when you're in search for the soul, begin to discard whatever you know is not the soul. So if you notice your mind thinking, you know that thinking is a property of the mind and not of the soul. So thinking you connect with the mind, not with the soul. You're seeking to make soul connection. When you are noticing your mind thinking, then transcend the thinking. Go past it. Don't add more thoughts to the thoughts that arrive in your head. Watch them. If you watch the thoughts, then you are identifying with the watcher and no longer with the thinker. And that is what we're aiming to do here. Take the same approach with your emotions and feelings and also sensations. Watch your body, feel whatever or perceive whatever sensations. Watch your mind thinking, watch your emotions feel. And all along identify that from that watching point, you are neither the physical body or the mental or the emotional. But who you are is the one watching. That watcher is the soul. If you have had the opportunity to see a dead body, you see that the presence of life is no longer there. It is different to see a body dead than a body sleeping. That presence of life is not there in the dead body. That is the soul. It is not a thought, it is not an emotion or a feeling. It is a presence. That presence is never born, it never dies. It never gets sick, it does not think or feel. For all those functions, we have been given other 4 bodies. But the soul is just the presence of life, the awareness, aware of itself. Allow yourself, invite yourself now to open your eyes and look about you, connecting from that observer within that does not cast any opinion, label, or judgment upon anything that it sees, but it only rejoices in the beauty of the whole of life. How magnificent, how beautiful, how precious. The video is going to cut off shortly, but I wanted to share with you. Look at those flowers, so nice. They are blessing our morning, the sun shining. We are blessed indeed. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Vic. This is BAM Yoga. And we'll be back tomorrow. Remember, today is Tuesday. Make your choices consciously. And please help me spread the word. It is finishing in 10 seconds. Blessings to you all. My brother, we stay